So I did a little thing called a Homemakers CEO Day with YouTube Live, but it'd been too long since I'd set up a YouTube Live. I was recording on my computer, but it turns out I was not live and I just started talking. But no one was watching because I didn't click the red button. So, since it was recorded, I thought I would just take that little clip and make it a YouTube video. Check out the actual full CEO day from the point where I did click the red button, linked at the end of this introduction about why homemakers might need a CEO day or how the business world tactics might help us as homemakers stay engaged with our work. Let's dig in. Hello. I think we are live. Yes, it says we are streaming. All right, it's been so long since I've done a YouTube live that they changed the settings and where everything was. So here we are. Thank you so much for joining me today. Make sure you have paper and a pen. We're going to be brain dumping. We're going to be making a plan together live. So you'll probably want your calendar also, as well as pen and paper and all of that. So yay. And Amy's here, Jeanette, Michelle. Awesome. All right. So what is a CEO day for homemakers? It's kind of fun having a foot in the business world while also, really my primary job is a homemaker and a homeschooler. And then the business angle is a hobby, but it's been a very interesting hobby to have a reason to kind of keep an eye on businessy kind of things, because what I have found is that really homemaking is like owning a business, because you are the business owner and you are the primary manager of all the different processes. You're not just an employee managing one thing. You have to keep tabs on all the things. Now, you're also not the kind of CEO that's just out, totally disengaged or doing his own thing or only caring about just the big picture and not the details. Homemakers are small business owners, right? Entrepreneurs, putting value directly out into the world. And it might not feel like we're putting value directly out into the world because we are used to thinking of things in economic terms, and homemaking can feel very hidden. But we are putting functional families out into the world, and that is super important. That's very valuable. We shouldn't underestimate that good work. It is good work for our families in particular. It's also good work for society and the world at large. And it's also valuable work, primarily because it's the work God has given us to do. So it is how He has asked us to glorify Him. And it's the work He's given us to work heartily unto Him. So a homemaker has a variety of obligations and responsibilities. There are all kinds of pieces to the puzzle. We have to have a financial side, a a staff side. And we can see sometimes, we can treat the children as kind of staff, but then there's also the staff like the dishwasher and the washing machine, they kind of are stand-in servants, mechanical servants that need servicing and maintenance and upkeep, and like they need the wash put in them and the buttons pushed so that they cycle through. And so we have all of these bits and pieces and parts to keep track of, to keep things spinning. And we can approach that as if it's a lot of overwhelming detail, and we get lost in it all and discouraged because it feels like just too much to handle. Or we can say, hey, this is the game I get to play, and I'm going to learn the rules. I'm going to adapt the rules to my circumstance and my family's needs and our particular callings and opportunities in the world. And we're going to make a go of this. We're going to be engaged. I'm going to be engaged personally in this endeavor as a valuable contribution. And so it's a different approach. It's a different mindset. And our attitude about the work that we have in front of us makes such a difference. What's the story that we're telling ourselves about the work that we have to do? If the story that we are telling ourselves is that we just have tedious, mundane details, that we're basically janitors, and there's no glory there, there's no interest. It's like we can just get through it as quickly as possible so we can do something fun and interesting. We're going to always be discouraged in our work, and we're always going to feel like we're not getting anywhere, and like things are not clicking and not going well for us, when that's the kind of story we are telling ourselves about our work. It's a false story. It's not that whatever we say becomes reality, like some kind of weird positive thinking or negative thinking, or manifesting, whatever. There are those kind of crazies out there. But what I'm talking about is either telling ourselves the truth or listening to the lies and reinforcing a false story by repeating it to ourselves. And it's very easy to get trapped in those false stories, because the false stories about the home are basically all that's out there in the world. And it can be very difficult to find reinforcements for the true story of the value of our homes and family. And that's where I realized I hadn't clicked the red Go Live button. If you want to watch the actual workshop that started at this point, where we worked through together 3 core pieces, puzzle pieces of a workable, realistic weekly rhythm, then go to simplyconvivial.com/CEO, or find the link in the description to get an email with the link to the replay. And you'll also get a notification for future Homemaker CEO days. Together, we will practice repenting, rejoicing, and repeating.